Morning. Right, okay, so we are back at the boat, and today I want to be fitting the worktop to the bathroom cabinet, and also fit the sink and the tap, get all those plumbed up, and then they're all good to go. Now, obviously, you've seen the process of making this worktop.
Part of it. We got up to where you'd cut the wood and you just left it measured out on there.
Yeah. So what this is a piece of plywood on the bottom. In this case it's 1/2 inch plywood because I didn't want a particularly thick top. And then there's a layer of oak that's been stuck to the top. So the oak's about 10mm thick. And then basically it's been stuck down in this pattern, and that matches
our floor.
The floor, which is down there.
Yeah.
And then it's had lots and lots of coats of varnish. Now all of this oak we bought as pub tables. This is a bit of the pub table. It's actually part of the leg from the floor, and you can see the bit of muck on the bottom there. And we've processed all of this down, and all of the oak you can see that's in this boat, with the exception of the oak face ply, which is those bits
the
up
ceiling
there,
and the skirting boards.
and the
that we did last time. Yeah.
All of that has come from those pub tables.
Yeah, literally, we wanted to make use of the pointy finger, all the legs, because
all of it.
They weren't terribly big, so we wanted to make sure that we could do something with them. So we've made the worktops in the kitchen and also the bathroom one, which we've finished.
Yep. So right, let's go and try this in place
and get it fitted.
It's already been tried plenty of times, so I know it's going to fit, but still, we'll just check.
Right, we'll crack on.
See you in a bit. Hello. Hello. Right, I'm just going to get this oak here.
Oh.
This lovely, lovely oak.
That we processed?
Stuck onto this board. So basically all the pieces are cut. It will overhang the edges slightly, but that's fine.
Sorry, I'll chop your head off.
I'm going to cut them off with the circular saw later, just to trim the edges up. So
we've not varnished those pieces at all, have we?
These? No.
We've done nothing to anything yet?
No, because I want the glue to have a good surface to stick to.
And what you doing beforehand?
Oh yeah. So, I'm going to take a drill bit. So this is the centre for the sink, and then this is the centre for the tap.
Okay.
And obviously once I've stuck the oak over the top of that, I'm not going to be able to see where it is. So what I'm going to do is just pop a hole through there first. Okay. Then when this is all stuck down, I can pop that hole all the way through.
Chop your head off.
Hello.
Can you duck?
Whack. So just going to pop a hole through the centre there. There we go. Just so I can relocate those afterwards when I've stuck this oak on the top. So we're going to use from flooring. It's a pressure sensitive adhesive, just like the flooring, so spread it over, let it dry off, and then basically you stick your oak direct to that. In between each oak plank, so the joining faces, I'm going to put a tiny smear of polyurethane glue, which is it's disappeared somewhere. Polyurethane glue, which will expand a little bit when it dries. Okay. So any very small gaps will get filled a bit in by that.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. We'll crack on and film what we can.
Yep. So we've got that.
Where is the other glue? I don't know either.
Definitely had it. Unless you took it out of it.
No, I didn't.
Okie-dokie. Right. So just getting the spreader. Just put a little bit on there.
be interesting to see how this goes off compared to at the boat.
This should go off quicker because this wood has had no preparation on it at all.
We'll time it.
Whereas the floored boat had, at the very least, had a couple of coats of varnish on it.
Yeah, and that took about 40-45 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll time this one and see what this is like.
It's also in the coat as well.
Yeah. So we're doing this one first, almost like a bit of a test run to the big work surfaces, just to see how it all goes. How are we finishing the top of it? Or we just varnishing?
Sorry, what?
So on top of the wood, when you stuck it down?
Yes. After several rounds of sanding,
Yeah.
there'll be a good few coats of varnish going on it.
Okay.
And then the top surface, I'm not sure, may wax it, or I may just leave it as the varnish. Not
Okay.
really sure about that yet.
Can't see from up there, but obviously it's got little ridges in.
Yes.
Right, time for a cup of tea.
Leave this to dry, and definitely time for a cup of tea.
Right, we'll come back when it's dry.
Yeah. See you in a bit.
Bye. So hello, we're back.
Hello. It's dried off now, so it's
It did take a long time though, but
sticky.
there's no airflow, and yeah, it took a couple of hours.
Right. So.
Can you see your lines?
Yeah, let me get one shot of this.
I'm coming close. Hey.
Definitely stuck.
Okay.
Let's go for this side first, as it's the smaller side.
So Wayne's laid it all out ready.
Yeah. This is going to be a little awkward.
Do you need some blue roll?
Which way around was that? That way. So we just need a little smear of the glue on the end.
So each piece you cut slightly longer.
Yeah, I'm going to trim all of this off afterwards.
Yeah.
And then on the front edges, where you'll see it, so this front edge, there will be a sapele
Oh, very nice.
edging strip, which will give it a nice contrast. And also hide all the raw edge of the wood. Right, so.
I'll film the first couple and then I'll just
it's
pop it on
basically
fast forward.
repeat, so. We'll get that, and then the end,
I'm sorry.
and then this one will sit.
And you say you're not going to use clamps or anything?
No, shouldn't be any need to use clamps because the stickiness of this adhesive will hold them all in place.
Okay. Do you need some roll for your fingers, or are you happy?
No, that'll be alright, I'm just using one finger, that's all.
Okay, sorry.
And obviously the top surface will be all sanded off afterwards.
So once you get going, it doesn't take too long, does it?
No. All of the work is done in the prep, really. Hello. Right, okay, so that's all those stuck in now. So basically just leave this to go off. This stuff, Gorilla Glue, that'll be gone off in about half an hour.
But I'm
going to leave it overnight, just to make sure it's all gone fully off. And then what we'll do is we'll trim the edges.
Right.
With the circular saw rail.
Okay.
And then once the edges are trimmed, give it all a good sand.
Yeah.
Get all the imperfections off it. And then next thing to do is to fit the sapele edge.
Okay.
This one. Fit the sapele edge to the outside.
We do that with a nail gun? Or
nail gun and glue.
Glue. Okay.
Once that's done, basically it's more sanding.
Mm-hmm.
Sand, 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 and then plenty of coats of varnish.
Right.
Finish, just to seal it all up. And that will be the worktops done at that point.
Brilliant. It looks really, really good. It looks really effective.
I don't know where you can see, but here, can you see where the foam, the glue just foaming up a little bit?
No, not really.
Just there. So it's like a little white foamy line.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So that's what this glue will do. It'll foam up a little bit. So any of the little gaps and little imperfections will fill up with the glue.
Yeah.
Sand it off, and you hopefully won't see anything.
Well.
So yeah.
Right. We'll leave that to go off. Right. Okay. See you in a bit.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Morning. Right. So this is all dried off now. So this is the glue.
It's really weird.
Between. So basically it foams up, so it fills up any gaps between the wood. So what you need to do is just scrape this off very gently.
Plastic scraper.
Just use plastic razor blade.
We're going to see if this has actually worked.
You may not be able to see it until it's been sanded off.
Comes off all right though.
Okay.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes off quite well, doesn't it?
It still needs to be sanded because it's got still stuff on the edge.
Yeah. Right, okay, we'll carry on scraping and then give it a sand and we'll come back.
Yep.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Hello there. Right.
Hello.
After some faffing and sanding, this is what we're left with.
Oh gosh, can't see because of the colour. There's light. It actually looks, it's come up really, really well.
Very, very smooth. Very pleased with that.
So, what's next?
So, next thing now is to trim it back to shape.
Yeah.
And to trim the front edge ready for the sapele.
Okay.
So, that's my next job.
Okay, and then after that?
More sanding. Once the
sanding.
sapele is stuck on.
Oh, will you sand or will you varnish first?
No, I'll need to sand the edges where the sapele is.
Okay.
Because we want the sapele to be completely flush with the edge. So it'll need to be sanded.
Right. Okay.
And then we can put some varnish on.
Yay!
So
Back to
we'll
varnishing.
do 2 coats of yacht varnish. And then we'll give it a sand down and smooth it all off. And then see where we are. But it's probably going to have 3 or 4 coats of yacht varnish on the top surface.
Will you use the Kuvar as well?
Yes, I will. Yep. And then we'll use the nice satin finish yacht varnish on the top.
Great. Right. Okay. We'll crack on with that then.
Yep.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye. Yep, that looks lovely, doesn't it?
Lovely. Yep.
So you cut the holes out.
Yep. So tap here, the sink basin goes here, and then the plumbing underneath. So the way it goes is it all bolts together. So basically it attaches the sink as well as doing the plumbing at the same time.
Right. So what's first job?
So first job is just get everything out, do a loose dry fit.
Okay.
Just check the plumbing and everything else. Should all be good.
Right. So do the sink and the taps.
And then we'll get stuff fastened in properly. Yep.
Okay. Come back in a minute.
Okay, here we go. So, just assembling the tap first. Just lubricate the seals, just so they don't stick when you put them in the tap. I'm nipping these up here, but I very quickly realised that you can't get the collar on with the pipes on, which is a bit of a poor design, but hey ho. You'll see that in a second. So yeah, I can get one of them in. I can't get both of them in. However hard I tried. So yeah, the only option was to unscrew. Screw that in first, and then screw the pipe back in again. Bit of a pain, but that's just how it goes. So I'm just marking the cold pipe here with a bit of black tape, just so that I know which is which when I put the taps in place. You don't want your hot and your cold mixed up. So yep, just screw that back in. It's fine hand tight, it's not the actual nut tightening that makes the seal. The seal is an O-ring anyway, so it's all fine. So pop that in. Looks quite nice. Looks very tall, but that's because there's no basin. Yep, and some faffing around later. Try not to make it fall, and get the nut on. So just doing this up loosely by hand for now, just to check everything's all in the right place. There we go. Next is the basin. So the basin sits on top of the unit, and then the waste goes through the basin, through the unit, and then there's a nut on the bottom, and that basically sort of clamps it all up and keeps it all together in one spot, so the basin doesn't move around, and hopefully it doesn't leak either. So just putting that in now. Again, this is only a dry fit right now, just to check everything is in the right place. So that's all done. It's a pop-up sink waste. So just push it and it pops down, push it, it pops up. So that's all good. And now I'm just fitting the, there's an elbow and then a converter for the pipe that goes out to the through hull and outside. So just fitting these, check it's all good, and I need to shorten that pipe a little bit, get it to the right length. So there we go, that's that in place. And now the other piece that goes onto the pipe. Right, so just cutting this pipe off. So this is just a normal plastic pipe cutter, but it'll only go so far through because it has a wire that's wound into the pipe. So that has to be snipped off with snips. Now there we go. So that's now the right length. I'm just popping the Jubilee clip on, making sure it's the right size. And also, I have a nasty habit of missing out the Jubilee clip when I'm doing these things. So, put it further up the pipe and then I can't forget it. So, check the length of the pipes there for the hot and cold water and it's all good. So that's the dry fit done. So this is now the proper fit. So just tightening all that up properly. Tap's good. There we are. And then we'll just disassemble this bowl. There we go. So I've put some sealant around the bottom of the bowl that you can see there. So Ruthie is just holding on to that for me so that I don't smear sealant all over the worktop. We just nip that up. There we go. You can see the sealant around the base of the bowl. That just means that any water that gets onto the worktop can't run down the middle and start to soak into the wood. It's all protected anyway, but even so. So just going to get some PTFE sealant for the threads. So some of that on there. And then we'll screw the elbow on. Now with the elbow tight, it's in the wrong position. So what I'm going to do is just loosen the clamp nut up a little bit, turn it round to where it needs to be, tighten it back up again. And there we go, that's good. And now this is the pipe adapter that screws onto that elbow. So that's all the assembly done. Quick clean up. So I'm using just a little bit of sealant adhesive just to hold the worktop in place. It may need to come off at some point in the future if something goes horribly wrong. So it'll be fairly simple to break that sealant joint and get that worktop off. So just tightening up the hot and colds. Just nip those up. That's that one done. Put those pipes in and that's that bit done. And just now for the waste. So the pipe's quite stiff, but it did eventually go in the right place. And Jubilee clip is there. Tighten that up. And that's it. Done.
You press the button this time.
You know me well.
Right. Okay, that's that sink unit fitted now. So the bowl's all nice and tight. Sink taps in. That's all nice and tight too. Got plenty of room up back there, so it's not hitting anything. And worktop's on.
Oh, lovely. Right, so that's it for this time.
Yeah. So we'll just put the sock back on.
Yeah, and we'll get some bubble wrap for the sink, just to put around it. We'll bring us some from home. Keep it protected.
Yep.
So, cabinet, we just got the door to... Sorry, I chopped your head off.
Just the door to do now. I'll work on that at home, but there's no particular hurry to get that done.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a filler job, won't it?
Yep.
So, right, okay. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Saoirse.